Coca-Cola. When it's time for refreshment, it's always Coca-Cola. And by Bud Light. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. Tonight it's Hawaii Pacific University against Lincoln University. The Sea Warriors against the Blue Tigers. The Sea Warriors come in with a record of 4-3 after an impressive victory the other night on Oceanic 16 against Montana State University Northern. And Lincoln University, the Blue Tigers, come in with a record of 5-5 after a 105-104 victory over BYU Hawaii at Laie last night. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University, Teran Tees. He is the high-scoring point guard. 19 points, 7 assists in the victory last night. Mario Davis is the 30-point scorer against BYU Hawaii. They'll also go with Jason Friday, Kenny Dye, and Tedrell Jones. Kenny Dye, a transfer from UNLV. Tedrell Jones, a transfer from New Mexico State.
And you know, Bob, if he's a transfer from UNLV, he knows how to get up and down the court.
He does indeed. And here's your starter from HPU, Johnny Avila, Nash Sabotage, Nate Block, who played magnificently in the middle the other night, Nick Spike, and Zach Anderson, who also gives the Sea Warriors some added beef. But John Nolan, this should be a run-and-gun affair, and HPU has turned the temperature up a notch here at the Blaisdell Arena. I think they are hoping that the Lincoln University Blue Tigers are worn out, if you will, from all their time in Hawaii for the last few days.
Absolutely, Bob. You can tell I'm feeling a little warm, so are you, and that's no coincidence. I wouldn't doubt it if the temperature's been put up a little bit of notch. There he is, Tony Solito in his last season for Hawaii Pacific University. What a career it's been. You see the graphic right there, the winningest coach in men's basketball in the state of Hawaii, and what a season, what a career he's had, and of course the national title being the high point of his HPU career.
And John Nolan sat down with Tony Solito, and we will have that interview for you at halftime. So stick with us here at halftime, an interview with head coach Tony Solito. And there is Bill Pope, the head coach of the Lincoln University. Western Kentucky. He was a student assistant to Larry Brown when they won the national championship in Kansas. And in fact, he was an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. So Bill Pope has been around and he loves the run and gun style. And we'll see it here tonight. Lincoln against HPU.
Well, they run a three-guard offense, Bob. And out of that three-guard offense, like we talked about, Mario Davis, he's the big gun. He got 30 points against BYU Hawaii. But interesting enough, it's Kenny Dye, as you said, the transfer from UNLV, that is their main man. And the scouting report on him is he is the real deal. He can slash, he can score. He had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 steals versus BYU Hawaii.
That's a career for some players, and he did it in one night. And Tony Solito was kind of funny talking about how many points this team has scored in the last couple of ball games here in Hawaii. Says some NBA teams don't score this many points.
Well, interesting enough, talking about their lineup, they have to go with the big lineup, and that's why you see Nate Block in also going also with HPU, because they need the height. Zach Anderson, they also need the height on the boards. They've got to win the rebounding war.
That's right. They got to give the Blue Tigers just one shot. So it's Jason Friday jumping against Zach Anderson. Zach Anderson in the middle, averaging 7 points a ball game. And boy, did Jason Friday get up in the air. The Blue Tigers in their black uniforms are underway with the basketball. And out front here's Kenny Dye. He's the UNLV product. He'll drive all the way, and he is fouled. Call made by Chuck Martin and the officiating crew, Chuck Martin, Sam Delos Reyes, and Fred Hu. And there is Zach Anderson. The foul call went, Nate Block. The foul call went against Nate Block, his first and the team first in the first 12 seconds. And standing at the line, Kenny Dye.
Well, of late, Bob, Tony Solito has been very happy with the play of his big man, Zach Anderson, and of Nate Block. Both players have produced, as you said, in the last game.
Kenny Dye hits both free throws to give Lincoln University an early 2-0 lead, and they'll go into full court pressure, and Johnny Avila will call a timeout. Apparently, the Sea Warriors did not expect full court pressure starting things off, and so they go into a 20-second timeout, and you certainly don't see that very often. A timeout called in the first 12 seconds, and Tony Solito is incensed.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you why. I went in the locker room just before the game, and he was telling Nate Block, he was telling his people, they know that they were going to full court pressure right from the tip. And he told his players to get prepared. And once again, a couple of the players didn't get in position, and that's what he's mad about. The fact that they were told right from the get-go that they were going to be pressured. So they've got to wake up against this team, because I'll tell you, these guys, like we said, the Blue Tigers, they don't waste any time in scoring.
Johnny Avila gets the ball into Nick Spites and then gets it back. And the Blue Tigers pretty much let Johnny Avila bring the ball into the front court now. And once again, Lincoln wants to score. They want to score quickly. They want to trap defensively. And we got a foul call that will go against Tedrell Jones. Jones from Chicago, Illinois, played at New Mexico State before transferring to Lincoln University. Lincoln located in Jefferson City, Missouri, right in the middle of the state. That's the state capital of the Show Me State.
Well, I'll tell you, Jones is a very smart player because he knows what he's been told. You know who the shooters are for HPU, and that was an obvious overplay by Jones to try to steal the ball.
So we're just underway, and here's Nick Spike, his first three-pointer. It's good, and he gives the Sea Warriors an early 3-2 lead. Nick Spike averaging 15 a game. Blue Tigers back with the basketball. They go into the high post. It's Jason Friday. Outside to Kenny Dye. Back to Friday. Friday, who says I can't shoot because it's only Tuesday, goes outside. Three-point effort up there. No good by Kenny Dye. Rebound off to Nate Block.
Good position by Nate Block to grab that rebound for HPU.
Nash Sabotic all the way, runs into a man, and we got a foul call. Little hip movement there by Jason Friday. And he picks up the foul, and Nash Sabotic wants to get off the dime. Earlier this evening, I was talking with Nash. He says, you know, I'm struggling. I've only hit 3 of my last 18 shots. I told him, keep on shooting, big guy, because eventually those things are going to go down.
Well, the other thing is they've gotten a lot more balanced scoring. It just hasn't been the Nick and Nash show. They've gotten balanced scoring from their big men.
Zach Anderson, and an offensive foul is called as Zach Anderson apparently made contact with the elbow on the drive to the bucket, but he's bigger than the man guarding him.
Well, there's a mismatch, but he's got to watch that because he did. Sam De Los Reyes called him for clearing out with the arm, and that's where the foul was called.
So early on, HPU leading it by a score of 3-2, and we're going to get a travel call on Tedrell Jones. Obviously, shuffle stepping right there, and now the Blue Tigers will go into a full court press with 18:45 left to play here in the first half. And it's kind of interesting. Apparently the Tigers just want to pick off the inbounds pass because they always back off with that full court pressure once the inbounds pass is made. Johnny Avila is trapped. He gives up the dribble, loses the handle on the ball, and the ball kicked away and taken by Sabotic. And Sabotic almost recovered that basketball in a nice hustle play, but Johnny Avila can't be giving up that dribble, John.
No, not on a trap, and not to guys that have the height advantage over him. He's definitely in a mismatch.
Don't forget, we've got a ball game tomorrow against Cal State University. Jumper up there by Tarantes is good, and Lincoln University takes a 4-3 lead. We're just underway. Certainly, we hope that you will keep it tuned to Oceanic 16, and that's Cal State Dominguez Hills that HPU will be playing against tomorrow.
Once again, Johnny Avila getting caught with the point guard there. He's waiting, and of course, they're going for the double trap, and he's got to get off the ball once he senses the pressure.
4-3 Lincoln. Lincoln with the basketball. Here's Tees with the ball, working it against Johnny Avila. He'll go baseline, and we got a foul call called underneath, and it looked, frankly, you know, when they were calling Zach Anderson for lead with the elbow, it looks like Tarantes is leading with the elbow when he goes to the bucket, but the foul call went against HPU's Johnny Avila.
Johnny Avila is giving up a height disadvantage, and so what's happening is they're trying to play him one-on-one and go to the rack against him.
HPU goes into the zone and steals the ball. Nate Block comes away with the steal. Here comes Johnny Avila into the front court. HPU down by 1. Nick Spites with the ball now. He hit the only three-pointer for HPU. His fake shot up there, no good. He may have hurried that shot. I don't think he expected to be that open. Into the front court, the Blue Tiger. Streaking to the bucket is Kenny Dye. Loses the handle on the ball. And now we got a traveling call. HPU actually playing quite well defensively. In the first couple of minutes of the game, Lincoln has not scored at the furious pace that we have seen the last couple of nights.
Absolutely. Play is herky-jerky, Bob, but that's due to some good defense by HPU.
Johnny Avila will use the pick there from Nate Block, and then he gets immediately trapped. He just cannot be giving up his dribble. He continues to give up his dribble, and he gets the ball stolen away. Dye all the way off to Friday, and that is, Tedrell Jones. And Jones scores to double the score at 6-3. And we have a whistle and a violation charged against Lincoln University, and that will go against Tarantes. Well, don't read lips there. Tony Salido says he wants the regular offense, and he has some other choice words there. In any case, HPU gets the ball to Sabotage, who is way off, but rebounded up and in by Nate Block, who scores, and he can go to the line to try to make it a three-point play.
Well, this is what we were talking about, the good play of both big men, Nate Block and Zach Anderson. They've been going to the boards well. They've been scoring well. Each player was in double figures in the last game. And what that comes to constitutes is balanced scoring for HPU when their big men can also score.
So Jason Friday picks up his second personal foul. Fourth team foul. Lots of fouls called here in the opening moments of this ball game. 6-6 is our score. 16 and a half minutes left to play here in the opening half. There are going to be a lot of points scored in this ball game. Outside, the ball goes to Mario Davis. Davis, who hit for 30 last night against BYU Hawaii. Dye with a jumper, no good. Rebound, fought for. Friday's got it. He misses. Nate Block goes up, and we got a held ball. Jason Friday holding it with Nate Block, and it's going to go HPU's way. And one improvement that HPU must make here in the early going, John, is that Johnny Avila cannot give up the dribble against the trap. He's doing it over and over again.
And I don't know how long Salido's going to go with him, because I'll tell you, Nick Walters is right behind him on the point guard spot, and he's got to get off the ball. As you said, Bob, he can't afford to have the double team pressure.
Nick Spites, double team momentarily. Sabotage, three-pointer, gets his legs under it, no good. Nate Block rebounds, it goes up, misses the shot. Rebound fought for. Jason Friday's got it for the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University. We're tied at 6 here. We played about 4 minutes. Long three-pointer put up there by Tedrell Jones, no good. Blocked with another rebound. Boy, does he rebound hard. Johnny Avila into the front court now. And this time, he does not get double teamed. Off to Nick Spites. Into the corner now, Avila. He'll fire up the three. In and out, no good. Rebound off to Jones. Up ahead to Tees, who's flying down there. And the ball goes off of Tees, out of bounds. And it'll go HPU's way. We got a timeout on the floor. Game tied at 6-6. Lincoln University, Hawaii Pacific. It's live right here on Oceanic 16.
That was fun. Hey, would you be my big, strong watchdog and guard my Bud Light while I go to the ladies' room?
Woof, baby.
Hey, let's hit this.
Hey, go.
A great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
It ain't that bad.
What's your vision of Waikiki? A mile of white sand and crystal blue water? Tropical drinks and Hawaiian music? Maybe it's the shopping and entertainment, or just a chance to play tourist. Well, now add this to your list. Ohana Hotels. Our Kama'aina 9 to 5 special starts at just $59 per night and lets you check in as early as 9 a.m. and check out as late as 5 p.m. Ohana, where the fun lasts longer. Call any travel agent or 1-800-462-6262.
Lots of spirit here from the HPU dancers. Hawaii Pacific University against Lincoln University of Missouri. We're tied at 6. First of 3 straight nights of HPU basketball live on Oceanic 16. Tonight against Lincoln, and then tomorrow night against Cal State University, Monterey Bay, followed by Cal State University, Dominguez Hills on Thursday. And you see lots of blocking going on there by Nate Block after a three-pointer by Nick Speich.
And that's the good defense we were talking about. They're playing good team defense, Bob, when somebody is getting the ball in the hole. Here it is again right there. There's the alley-oop right to their big man, and the Tigers score on that breakaway as Tedrell Jones does the finishing touch for the Blue Tigers.
Neither team shooting the ball well at all right now. That's going to change. Both teams have hit just 2 of 7 shots. Inside to Zach Anderson, and Zach Anderson flips up a shot and a nice pass from Nate Block.
How's that little pick and roll by 2 big men?
All right, high-low. Nothing works better than that. Kenny Dye outside to Tees and Johnny Avila spins in, goes up over Anderson, and scores to tie the game at 8 apiece.
Just a nice, beautiful move by Teran Tees. Literally teasing HPU on that one with a turnaround soft floater.
Well, his coach says he's a streaky shooter, and he's from North Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sabotage off to Speich, fires up a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Here comes Mario Davis, who's been relatively quiet. He hit for 30 last night. He fires up a 3, and it's good. That's why he can score 30 in a hurry. When you shoot NBA threes like that, Lincoln leads 11-8.
Absolutely, and that guy, 30 points versus BYU Hawaii, so you know he can score.
Davis is another outstanding shooter for the Blue Tigers.
And by the way, Bob, in that game against BYU Hawaii, 6 for 6 from three-point line.
Amazing. Nate Block and the nice feed from Nash Sabotage. 11-10 is our score. And here's Dye. He's the UNLV transfer. Backing down Speich, and he carried the basketball.
Here's what HPU is doing, as you saw in that last play by Nate Block. They're getting the ball down low to the big man, and they're scoring inside. What that's going to do is that's going to soften up because they're going to have to collapse on the big man, and that'll open up the outside shooting for HPU for Speich and Zabotic.
Into the ball game, David Atkinson, Terrell Davis, and Cordell Maxwell for the Blue Tigers as they go to the bench 6.5 minutes into this one. Speich with the ball. Speich through the double team. Speich gives it up. And ordinarily he would have shot, but I think he is recognizing that the Blue Tigers got some very quick players.
Absolutely, and some great leapers.
Speich, three-pointer, off the left side, no good. Block with another board, he goes up and scores. Nate Block just absolutely owns the boards tonight.
Absolutely, and both big men are just playing extraordinary ball for their size and height. They're really starting to come around, and this is what Tony Salita was happy about. Look down low as we see from the replay. There's the miss by Speich, and there is, look at that. He's hooked, and then he makes it with one arm as he's falling back. Great shot by Nate Block.
Nate Block getting inside position, misses the free throw. Speich gets the rebound, off to Block, 15-footer, no good. Block gets his own board. Off to Sabotage. Sabotage will drive all the way. Shot up there, no good, but an offensive foul is called against Nash Sabotage, who is really struggling trying to find his shot. No, they say the foul will go against Lincoln University. I thought it went the other way.
So did I, Bob.
Okay, so the foul call went against Atkinson. And Atkinson talking it over with Chuck Martin, although Martin didn't make the call. Who made the call? Fred Who made the call?
Fred made the
HU.
call.
There you go. And Nash Sabotage goes to the line, hits the free throw. It gives HPU a 2-point advantage.
Well, he was bailed out on that one because clearly he left his feet and he was up in the air. But we'll see on the replay whether or not the Lincoln player shifted over and hip checked him.
Sabotage hits both free throws. 14-11, HPU. That's their biggest lead in the early going. Here's Tees all the way, gives up the dribble now. Pops it outside to Cordell Maxwell. Tees in the corner. Inside Atkinson against the double team. Partially blocked by Block. Rebound, fought for off the knee of Lincoln University, and it'll be HPU's basketball. They lead it 14-11. It went off of that man, Terrell Davis.
Well, HPU is playing some great defense on the defensive glass, Bob. They are just hustling, and that's what they're going to need to do if they are going to shut down the Blue Tigers or keep it at least to a low-scoring game. Nothing like they had the other night in Laia.
Johnny Avila gives up the dribble against the double team, and once again it's stolen away. Off to Tees, and he gets the layup. That's where they're running into the problems every time that Johnny Avila gives up the ball against the double team trap.
And that's where Johnny Avila has to get off the ball and recognize the trap.
Avila all the way, scoop shot up there, no good, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. And Johnny Avila very upset, actually at himself. Little fella, only about 5'9", and the players who are guarding him are 2, 3, 4 inches taller, and that's the 7th team foul against Lincoln University already.
Here's what Avila did last game, and what he really did well was he broke down the defense, and he was able to slash in and get a bucket and get a point. What he's not doing, as you said, this game is he's not recognizing the double team and the trap at the top. He's got to get off the ball when he senses pressure.
Johnny Avila hits the first free throw, and that foul call went against Mario Davis, his first. And we talked about the disparity in fouls that happened in Hilo, in which Hilo shot 40-some-odd free throws while Lincoln University was down in the teens, and Lincoln lost that game by 1. So they'd like to see the foul calls a little bit closer, but so far they've been doing a lot of reaching, and it has cost them. Both free throws are good by Johnny Avila, and HPU leads it 16-13. Atkinson with the ball outside. They swing it the other way. Cordell Maxwell.
HPU in a 1-3-1 defense, Bob.
Maxwell outside the three-point arc. Maxwell fires it up inside the three-point arc, and it's no good. Rebound off to Alvin Stevenson, who's just into the game. Stevenson off to block. Block out front to Nick Spike. Pump fake. Nope, he'll fire up the second time off the front of the rim and block it for rebound. Misses. Stevenson gets the board. Stevenson will go up, and I think we're going to get a travel call.
He shuffled, Bob.
Yeah, he shuffled, and Nate Block was really upset with himself for missing on the first follow. Stevenson then traveled on the second, and we got a timeout. 11:48 left to play here in the first half. It's been a really heart-pumping kind of first 8 minutes or so. HPU leads by 3 on OC 16.
Troy can tell you the optimum brewing time for jasmine or ginseng tea, solve a complex calculus equation, and transform empty space into a beautiful place to cook. But when it comes to 1031 exchanges, revocable living trusts, and variable rate annuities, he's not exactly an expert. Troy doesn't have to be, and neither do you. Your own personal banker from First Hawaiian Bank to simplify your financial needs and your life.
Try that on the mainland.
HPU Sea Warrior Basketball, sponsored in part by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. 16-13 is our score. HPU leading Lincoln University of Missouri. And the cheerleaders having a lot of fun here. Boy, we've had some great basketball from Nate Block.
And that's what we're talking about, the big men inside just really clearing out and doing their job, going to the glass strong, and that's what you got to do when you're a big man. Go strong.
From Clackamas Junior College, and boy, I tell you what, can that kid board, and board extremely, extremely well.
Johnny Avila out this time, Bob. Nick Walters in for Avila.
Maroka also into the ball game. Alvin Stevenson tries to chase down a rebound. Walters tries to. Instead, the ball goes off to Lincoln, and Maxwell's shot is no good. Rebounded hard by Leandro Maraoka. And they need some real aggressive play for Maraoka. Here's Stevenson with the ball. Out on the wing. Out front to Block, who has just owned the Blue Tigers inside. And he tries that high-low pass, retrieves his own ball into the corner. Nick Spikes, his three-pointer up there, no good. Spikes trying to find his touch, and here's Tease into the front court for the Tigers. He'll stop and pop from 15, and good.
Boy, I tell you, Tease just wastes no time, takes the ball down like a good point guard, and stops and pops right in the middle of the key.
16-15 is our score. Nick Walters into the front court from Hartnell Junior College. Backup point guard, takes it all away, tries to scoop it up, no good. Rebound off to the Tigers. They've got a 3-on-2 break. They've got Maxwell on the side. He'll pull it out. And he'll fire outside to Dye. His three-pointer off the right side, no good. Rebound, fought for, who's got it? Stevenson comes away with it. One-on-one, Stevenson all the way, left hand, no good. Rebound, Nick Spite. And no good. And we got a foul call inside as Stevenson can't hit, Spite can't hit, and we got a foul call. It's going to go against Lincoln University. The foul call will go against David Atkinson. Already his third personal foul and the 8th team foul against Lincoln.
Okay, look at HPU right now, just having a tough time. They can't buy a basket right now. They're Nick Spike. Great job underneath, trying to keep it alive there. And of course, the foul was down low, and Morioka will go to the line.
Leandro Maraoka, born in Brazil, played his high school and JC basketball in Missouri, where Lincoln is located. And Maraoka will miss the free throw, but Nick Walters chases it down. HPU just owns the offensive board, but Nick Spikes gets it right back. Off to Walters now, and he'll slow it down. HPU does not want to play at a frenetic pace.
No, it will bode well for the Blue Tigers if they do.
Walters all the way, and he scores.
And that's what we're talking about that Johnny Avila had to do, and that was to break down the defense. Nick Walters did it right there on that play.
Three-pointer up there by Maxwell is no good. Rebounded off to Maraoka. Walters has the ball kicked away. Maraoka chases it down. The ball still free. We have another scramble for it. This is like rugby, and it'll be HPU's ball.
Boy, I tell you, it looked like a scrum exactly, Bob, from a rugby play. And right now, one thing that HPU is doing right now is they're hustling, and that's what Tony Salita likes to see. Players getting on the floor. The ball scrambles right there. There is the pick, and there goes the loose ball. Maraoka right there on the ground, and it just dribbles out to the sideline. Alvin Stevenson doing a great job there.
Well, that'll definitely make the blooper reel somewhere, won't it? Lars Stewart into the ball game now for HPU. They try to go down low to Maraoka, and it is stolen away, and we got a foul call. Lars Stewart, who tried to force that pass in high-low. They've obviously worked on it. They believe they can beat the Blue Tigers on it, but that pass was forced, and that is the 14th foul against HPU.
Lars Stewart came up limping that time. He's had a bad leg injury, and right now he's going out as quickly as he went in. He was rubbing his leg, and let's hope he hasn't re-injured that leg that just got back to where he needed to be, and now he's injured it. Hopefully he hasn't injured it again.
He continues to rub his knee. He's replaced by Jeff Jensen, who started last ball game. Three-pointer up there, no good by Tees. HPU with it, 3-on-2. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson, scoop shot up there, good. Alvin Stevenson.
Nice job.
Really hot.
Incredible by Alvin. That's the athleticism of an Alvin Stevenson on a breakaway.
20-15 is our score. 8:50 to go in the contest. Lincoln with it, outside the Tees. They go traveling is called against Kenny Dye, who shuffled his feet. He thought about the three-pointer, shuffled his feet as he decided to bring the ball inside, and HPU is the beneficiary.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Bob, it hasn't been pretty. This is ugly basketball at its best, but the good thing is HPU has kept them off balance, and they are totally keeping Lincoln out of their rhythm offensively.
20-15. Lincoln wants up and down kind of basketball. Here's Sabotage for three, good. And boy, Nash needed that.
Absolutely. You talk about getting off the schneid, Bob. He went back and pulled the trigger and got the great result that he wanted.
So HPU now up by 8, 23-15. And Sabotage hits a three-pointer. As we had mentioned, he was hitting under 20% of his shots the last couple of ball games. He needs a breakout game. HPU's leading scorer. Here's Tees, swings it right side to Dye. Inside, they go to the big guy Friday. His turnaround up there, no good. Rebound, fought for, and Friday gets it back. Jason Friday slams it home, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that's just a play that the ball bounces in the right place for Lincoln. Had it, they grabbed the rebound. That's another thing about Tony Salita, which you can't stand. Once you grab the ball, hang on to it. They were just kind of popping it around up in the air, and nobody really grabbed it by two hands. And right there, the result is a Lincoln bucket.
And we got a timeout of the court. 8 minutes, 1 second left to play here in the first half. HPU leading Lincoln University by a score of 23-17. And you see the ball sometimes take some funny bounces.
Yep.
And Jason Friday scores on Tuesday.
Alvin Stevenson tried to grab it, and of course it just kind of was just popping all around the place. Nobody really getting a firm grip. It goes right to Lincoln. They score. And as explosive as this offense can be, I don't think any lead is safe against this team.
Here's Alvin Stevenson, and you see they need his kind of athleticism on the breakaway bucket moments ago.
Absolutely, Bob. They need scoring from Alvin Stevenson. They need some athleticism in the form of a jam here, a nice layup there. They need for him to help out with the scoring. As we said, HPU does a lot better when they are balanced and they have scoring all the way around rather than a 1-2-man show in Spike and Sabotage. Here we go with the replay with Walters dribbling around, and this is where he breaks down the defense. Great job by Nick Walters to score off the glass as he breaks down the Blue Tiger defense.
There's Nick Walters, came in this year to be the backup point guard, and they need some big minutes from this kid.
Well,
Nick Walters, who played extremely well on the road.
Absolutely, absolutely, Bob. Against St. Martin's, he scored 16, so he can contribute.
Stevenson will get the ball back for Maraoka, and he tries to go up, and he is fouled. That is now the 9th team foul against Lincoln University. This one called against Kenny Dye. And so HPU doing a good job taking the ball to the glass and getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely. I'm not so sure that's the kind of shot that Soya Salito wants. He just kind of flipped it up there. But he did get the body, and he got one of the Tigers coming at him, forcing the foul.
So Dye picks up his first personal foul, and here's Alvin Stevenson from Emeryville, California. Sat out last year with a leg injury. Hits the free throw, puts HPU back up by 7. Tony Salito said such a very important contest for us here tonight. Next 2 nights against teams of lesser quality in the sense of lesser than Lincoln University, but still good ball clubs, Cal State Monterey and Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Stevenson's 71% at the line, so true to form on that. He knocks both free throws down, Bob.
And HPU leads it by 8. We got a timeout, 7:54 to play here in the first half. It's live HPU basketball on Oceanic 16. We'll be right back.
Excuse me, waitress. Bud Light, please. Can I? Oh, there you are. Oh, hey, waiter. Can I have a Bud Light, please? Yeah. Hi. Can I?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Hey, I'll be right down. Oh, wait.
Make it a Bud Light.
When you've got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
Quality, quantity, price, perfection. That's us. We're the best pizza in Hawaii. Only one can be the best. You want pizza? You find us. Good luck, Pirates.
It's so good.
Our pizza puts a smile right on your face.
When you've got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
7 minutes, 54 seconds left to play here in the first half. Hawaii Pacific leads Lincoln University 25-17. Scoring and shooting totals not very impressive in the early going of this ball game, especially against a team that is known for its scoring. Lincoln hitting just 35% of its shots. HPU has knocked down just 33% of its shots. But listen to the rebound difference. HPU has 18 boards to Lincoln's 11, and HPU has 10, John, count them, 10 offensive boards of their 18 total.
Absolutely, Bob, and that's a very solid stat for HPU, including the fact that Teron Tees has got 8 points and leads Lincoln right now.
Here's Friday, trap, and a held ball. Maraoka reaching in, and the possession arrow points Lincoln's way, and now Nate Block will come back into the ball game. What an impressive opening few minutes he's had. Nate Block comes in now with 8 boards and 7 points.
There's the double trap, and they do so well, HPU, in the trap. They know how to go after defensively the schemes.
Here's Tees, the point guard, in the corner to Dye, and we got a foul call. It's going to go against Nate Block, 30 against 30, as Block tried to get out there. But
well, Dye wasn't going anyplace on that play, but he was smart enough to have Block initiate the contact and get bumped out of bounds.
triggering it in now for Lincoln University. Mario Davis, and now inside, knocked away from Friday, and we got a foul call. Jason Friday comes up, and they need to have him like count the number of fingers. You can tell he was like, whoa, boy, did I get racked. Tony Salito wasn't sure if he liked the call. The foul call went against HPU, against Nash Subotic.
Kind of an interesting play right there. Nash going up, and I guess he caught him on the hand as he was slapping for the ball.
I think Nick Walters also hit him.
You could pick out your player on that one.
That's right. Subotic did hit him hard, and then as he was going down, Nick Walters going for the basketball, slammed him on the other side. So once again, bringing the ball in will be Davis. He gets it outside to Tees. It's this 1-3-1 zone defense. And there goes the three-pointer up there by Kenny Dye, the UNLV transfer, yeah.
And they're giving him room, and anytime he sees a little bit of separation, he's knocking it down, and he's trying to get into his rhythm right there.
Walters off the glass, no good. Rebounded up there by Moroka.
Good.
Inside.
Good, solid job by Moroka on the weak side to block out and get the 2-point putback.
Here's Dye, guarded closely by Subotic. Outside, jumper up there by Davis is good.
I tell you,
Mario Davis. Wow.
Yep, they run a 3-guard offense, and any of those guards can score, as you see Davis right there. He's the guy that lit up BYU Hawaii for 30.
27-23. Mario Davis with a couple of long threes. Subotic is the cutter. Subotic inside, leans, no good. Rebound off to Lincoln. And they'll bring the ball into the front court. Tedrell Jones gets it off, and another three-point attempt by Dye is no good. Rebound. And an outlet pass to Walters all the way. Walters gets his own tip, no good. Stevenson tries, and here comes Tees with the basketball. Lincoln trails by 4. Breakneck speed, and now a carry is called against Tees.
I was going to say, Bob, this is up and down. This is a track meet right now. And fortunately for HPU, they get the whistle going the other way on the carry because Lincoln is off and running. These guys are used to running a track meet.
I'm sure that Tony Salito wants his team to slow it down, and that's exactly what Nick Walters will do.
And offensively, Bob, they've got to start getting a little bit more smarter, run all their options in their offense.
Next foul against Lincoln will be the double bonus. It'll be the 10th foul, and oops, Nick Walters on the end line. He dribbled on the end line and turned it over. And with 5:40 to go, HPU's once 8-point lead has been cut to 4.
He either dribbled or he stepped on the out of bounds, and in any case, that's too bad because he had the right idea in mind. It just didn't make it happen by stepping on the out of bounds play.
1-3-1 defense. Once again, here's Dye out to Tees. Over into the corner. Davis from the corner, good. Davis has 3 3-pointers.
And I'll tell you, they got to get up in those guys' faces because they are not afraid to pull the trigger from three-point land, as you saw right there.
27-26, just like that. 3-pointers can change the game so quickly. Walters gets the ball off the block, knocked out of bounds. It'll be HPU's basketball underneath their own bucket. Walters doing a good job of breaking down the Blue Tiger defense.
Unfortunately, Nate Block has to be ready for the pass because right there it just shuffled off his hands.
Sea Warriors leading the Tigers by 1, 27-26. HPU with the ball. Walters on the wing. Walters dribble drive in the lane, and we got a foul call. And Walters is going to go to the line now to shoot 2 because that is the 10th team foul called against Lincoln University.
Well, the good thing for Tony Salito is the fact that he does have depth this year. And I asked him, what about going 3 games, 3 nights? And he said, that doesn't bother me. We've got depth, and that's why Nick Walters is in for Johnny Avila right there. Nick Walters kicking it down low like he's supposed to do, breaking down the deep, but he got fouled and now goes to the line. He made the first one. See if he can make the second.
Zach Anderson comes into the lineup now for Maraoka, who played some impressive minutes. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. And Nick Walters from Salinas, California, knocks down the second free throw as well. Walters has done quite well, and HPU leads at 29-26. They've led for most of this first half against a team that has played 2 high-scoring 1-point games against Hilo and BYU Hawaii. Outside, Tedrell Jones, and he misses the slam dunk. Oh my, what an effort by the New Mexico State transfer, and boy, can he get up. Tedrell Jones.
I tell you, he saw it. He's going to see that in his sleep because he tried to jam that thing right through the cylinder, and he doinked it. Here it is going high, and he just doinks it and literally just knocks it out of the gym.
Wow. Walters trying to break it down. Spin dribble in. Tries to slough it off to Zach Anderson. He does and scores. And Zach Anderson with a nice reception of that pass.
And that made it all possible by the spin move by Nick Walters, who's doing a fantastic job at point guard, bringing stability back to the point guard position.
Jones misses the three. Sabotage with a weak sideboard. Gets it off to Walters now. HPU back up to a 5-point lead. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Live from the Blaisdell, Bob Hogue along with John Nolan. Walters down the lane. Off to Anderson, not looking for that when he had a layup. Here's Sabotage all the way, and we got a foul call, and will we get a goaltending? That's the question right now. Is it an offensive foul? Apparently it's an offensive foul. Apparently it's an offensive foul.
I think they're going to count the bucket.
Are they going to count the bucket? They haven't counted it yet. And take a look.
Here it is. Now Sabotage going high, and it's above the cylinder. And I'll tell you, it was on its apex, and that's where they count it. When it gets up to the apex, and either it's at its apex or coming down, is when you call goaltending. Not when it's going up, but when it hits the apex and it's coming down.
Well, the officials are conferring. We'll tell you what they call when we come back from this timeout. 31-26 is our score. HPU leading it by 5. 3:58 left to play in the first half.
All of the things you love and a quality private education right here at Hawaii Pacific University.
When you've got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
Quality, quantity, price, perfection. That's us. We're the best pizza in Hawaii. Only one can be the best. You want pizza? You find us. Good luck, Pirates.
It's so good
Our pizza puts a smile right on your face.
when you've got an appetite for fun. It's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
And there's Bill Pope, the head coach of Lincoln University. His team trails HPU 33-26. Before we went to break, well, we're going to take a look first at Lincoln University and the hot shooting of Mario Davis, who has 3 3-pointers.
And it's so tough to contest those guys, Bob. There they are. They're shooting it up again. And Lincoln just shoots lights out from the guard spot. They run that 3-guard offense, and any one of those, Davis, Dye, or Tease can light it up. And we were talking in between the commercial break there about the call, Bob, and whether or not they were going to call and score that bucket on the Sabotage.
And
foul. They did. Okay.
They did. They did. They made the basket good, and they called a foul after the ball left his hand on Sabotage, and that gave Lincoln University a 1-and-1 opportunity. But missing the free throw is Jason Friday, and HPU gets a break now.
And once again, HPU has to settle down, run through their offense, and go through all of their options on offense.
33-26 after the goaltending call. Anderson, block gets it back. Block goes up and misses. Anderson fights for the rebound, and coming away with it is the Blue Tigers.
Well, tough sequence for HPU on that. They should have scored on that bucket.
They definitely should as they pound the glass, and Kenny Dye misses, and he'll go to the free throw line now to shoot a couple. HPU up by 7, 3.5 to go.
And once again, they were stymied on that offensive series, Bob, because, well, here's the foul. Here he goes driving, and there, of course, Nick Walters gets the shoulder right into him as Kenny Dye now is at the line. But what they're doing, Bob, is they're, once again, we talked about that, they're not recognizing the double team trap. They've got to work that ball around to the open man, because obviously if they have a double team trap, there we go. There's the double and the dump down, and they should have scored on that play, but unfortunately they didn't. And the big men should have gone strong to the bucket.
So Kenny Dye who hit for 19 last night against BYU Hawaii, now has 7 after he hits both free throws, makes it a 5-point ball game, 33-28. And the Tigers employing kind of a soft full court pressure. And Alvin Stevenson, long three, no good. A rebound will go outside to Jones. Stevenson almost comes over and commits the frustration foul. Long three put up there by Dye, no good. Rebounded off to Anderson. And it was almost knocked away from him by Mario Davis. Nick Spikes into the front court. Spikes outside to Stevenson. Stevenson again, same spot. This time he knocks it down. Alvin Stevenson.
I tell you, Tony Salito went, don't shoot it, don't shoot it. Nice shot, Alvin.
And HPU now with a 9-point advantage, biggest of the first half, up 37-28. And Lincoln struggling to score. Here's another long three-pointer. This one by Maxwell, no good. Jones inside, double pump, and he scores. He's fouled, and now he can go to the line to try to complete a three-point play. Tedrell Jones.
Well, as much as HPU is doing their end offensively, I'll tell you, Lincoln comes right back. It's 36-30 with 2:28 before the half, and Lincoln shows that they can just score anytime they want in a good sequence. There's the sequence we talked about, little up and go. There he is. He tries to put it up against the glass and gets it softly as he gets the banker to roll, and a good play by Tedrell Jones.
Not only that, but a key play of that first half, because suddenly Nate Block has 3 personal fouls, and that is key in the ballgame because Block is the leading rebounder. Zach Anderson fights for the rebound. Is the three-point play not completed on the missed free throw. 36-30 is our score. Nick Walters into the front court, off to Spikes. Got to hit the three, bounces around, no good. Rebound, fought for, who's got it? Alvin Stevenson does with the great hustle play. HBU gets it back, gets a fresh 35. Let's see if they work the clock a little bit. Spike inside, Anderson, and he is fouled. The foul will go against Cordell Maxwell.
And that's the play that's been open all night, Bob. As soon as the double team pressure comes, they've got the ball handler has to get off the ball, dump it down low, and that's the low post is open. It's been open all night. They just haven't been able to get the handle and score the bucket. And so that's the frustrating thing about Tony Salito. He sees the play. Everyone can see the play develop.
Zach Anderson missed the front of the 2 free throws. They're once again in the double bonus, and this was a shooting foul as the foul went against Maxwell, his first, and they're past 10 team fouls. He misses both free throws. Both of them are short. 36-30. Jumper up there by Dye, rolls around no good. Anderson working hard, swinging those elbows.
He's got to be careful about that.
Nick Walters all the way, scoops it up to Alvin Stevenson, who scores.
Good job by Alvin Stevenson. They got to get back on transition. I'll tell you, the Blue Tigers is so quick on transition.
38-30. HPU continues to lead. Three-pointer up there by Jones, no good. Rebound inside, and missing the shot by getting fouled is Mario Davis.
Oh, boy, I tell you, frustrating on the defensive glass. They just can't swipe the ball. They've got to grab the rebound, and that's where they get second and third chances for the Blue Tigers. They can't afford to give this team second and third chances. Here it is. The ball kind of bounces off to the weak side. Jeff Jensen grabs it and just kind of arms it before he fouls number 20, Mario Davis. And Jeff has got to grab it with 2 hands.
So coming into the ball game, Terrell Davis, and standing at the free throw line, Mario Davis. No relation. In fact, Mario grew up in Oklahoma, and Terrell Davis from New Orleans. Jeff Jensen gets the rebound. He also got the foul the last time, his first. So both teams now in the double bonus, both with 10 team fouls or more here in the first half. 38-31. Walters is fouled as he drives, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So this is very smart on HBU's part, and is get the ball inside and pick up the foul.
Well, Tony Salito just got up and he said, take your time, take your time. And what he really wanted them to do really was take some time off the clock. Here, Alvin Stevenson rears back and just tanks the three-pointer. There, Nick Walters doubles down, and there he is. He gets Alvin Stevenson. Alvin with a great hop gets it over the double team down low in the post. And this is what we're talking about. What they should have done was take a little bit more time off the clock, Bob, run some more offensive plays, and then score.
So Stevenson in the ball game now unofficially with 7 points. 1:14 left to play here in the first half, and HPU leading at 38-31. Nick Walters at the free throw line has played a lion's share of the first half, knocks down the free throw, so it's an 8-point lead now, 39-31.
They need a stop right here, Bob. They need a defensive stop.
A chance with a defensive stop and a bucket to go up by double digits going into halftime. HPU stays with that zone defense. They like to trap the basketball inside. Well, that time they didn't trap anybody, and Davis scored easily to make it a 6-point ball game.
I'll tell you, what a beautiful pass by Jones to make that happen.
Walters going one-on-one. His jump shot up there, good. Nick
Oh.
Walters, sweet.
Pretty. I'll tell you, is he in a zone? Nice little dribble drive and just cans it.
Maxwell with a cross-court pass, knocked away at a foul call. Walters trying to swipe the ball from Mario Davis from behind. Got a little bit of body as well as the basketball. And so with 33.6 ticks left on the clock here in the first half, going to the free throw line once again is Mario Davis.
That's the problem with Nick Walters. Sometimes his decision-making isn't too good. He knocks down a beautiful jumper and then comes back and does a very unfortunate foul, stupid, to put him at the line. Tony Solito got off the bench and literally walked into the crowd. I mean, he just could not believe Nick Walters' play on that one.
Solito back on the bench, though, and Davis has 10 points as he hits 1 of 2 free throws. 41-34, and HPU can play for the last shot here if they're smart. They've got about 22 seconds left to play here in the first half. They'll go to the weave now. Alvin Stevenson gets it off to Nick Walters. Walters guarded out there by Tedrell Jones. We're down to 10 seconds left to play.
He's going to
8
spread
seconds.
it. Yep.
Walters with 6. Walters with 4. Three-pointer, good!
And that's exactly what Tony Solito was calling. He was calling the clear, and he was calling Nick Walters' number on that one. And they basically went to a spread offense, Bob, and they waited for the one-on-one isolation, and Nick Walters cans the shot to give them the lead at half, 44-34.
Well, they were looking for the double-digit lead at halftime, and Nick Walters gives it to them. 44-34. You can't break down a defense any better than the JC transfer. Nick Walters does it right here.
And exactly what he wanted. He wanted some separation. He wanted them to go to the corners offense, and boom, he knocks down the pretty jumper to put HPU up at the half.
Nick Walters gives HPU a 10-point advantage at intermission. 44-34, and they're smiling at HPU. We'll have an interview with head coach Tony Solito coming up here at halftime as the Sea Warriors lead the Blue Tigers by 10 on Oceanic 16. Don't go away.
My official title is Touchdown Boogie Coordinator. Now, to me, it's not the end zone. It's the groove zone. Move those hips! Move it! I'm hard on my guys because it takes commitment.
There you getting it. There you getting it.
Scoring's just a way to get them into the end zone.
Strike a pose, baby.
Then,
Good job.
it's showtime.
Bud Light celebrates those who like to celebrate.
Winning isn't everything. Shaking a righteous booty, that is.
Troy can tell you the optimum brewing time for jasmine or ginseng tea, solve a complex calculus equation, and transform empty space into a beautiful place to cook. But when it comes to 1031 exchanges, revocable living trusts, and variable rate annuities, he's not exactly an expert. Troy doesn't have to be, and neither do you. Your own personal banker from First Hawaiian Bank to simplify your financial needs and your life.
Children across the country don't have enough books to read. That's why Coca-Cola and Reading is Fundamental are putting millions of books into the hands of children who really need them. For when a child reads, his dreams take flight. Find out more at livethemagic.com.
What's your vision of Waikiki? A mile of white sand and crystal blue water? Tropical drinks and Hawaiian music? Maybe it's the shopping and entertainment, or just the chance to play tourist. Well, now add this to your list. Ohana Hotels. Our Kama Aina 9 to 5 special starts at just $59 per night and lets you check in as early as 9 a.m. and check out as late as 5 p.m. Ohana, where the fun lasts longer. Call any travel agent or 1-800-462-6262.
HPU basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. When it's time for refreshment, it's always Coca-Cola. Halftime here, Hawaii Pacific leading Lincoln University by 10 points, 44-34. Now earlier this evening, our John Nolan had an opportunity to sit down with longtime head coach and athletic director at HPU, Tony Solito. Here's a chance now to listen to the man who has seen it all, from a guy who used to play for him back in his days at Maryknoll. Here's John and Tony.
Is there any audio on this?
We're having a few audio difficulties, quite obviously. So just so you know that there are sounds being uttered by John Nolan and Tony Solito. We will be hearing from both of them when we get the technical difficulties siphoned out, so to speak. And here, in fact, is a chance for you to listen to, as well as see, Tony and John.
Coach, your thoughts on your final season, this season?
Well, I just want to make sure that I, coach with the same enthusiasm and the same desire that I have in all the other seasons, and I'm sure I will. I really enjoy coaching, so I don't think I'll have any problem with that.
Coach, when you came here, you were in the Army, you took the position at Maryknoll, you were there a total of what, 23?
23 years.
23 years. When you took the HPU position, did you think you were going to be here for, what is it now, 14?
14 years? I don't know. I kind of thought I would be. I mean, I'm a long kind of guy. Whenever I get into anything, it's always for a long period of time, and that's been the way I've operated all my life. So I kind of thought I would be. I knew I wasn't going to go back to the mainland, and I had several opportunities, and I just wouldn't go.
Your thoughts on, because I'll tell you, when I remember distinctly, when you made the transition from high school and you took the position at HPU, the first critics around the state said, oh, we don't know if he can get up to that level or even recruit at that level, and obviously you dispelled those critics right from the start.
Well, I think everybody, they did an article on me, and I think one of the things that I said that is extremely true is that you're only as good as your recruits. You know, if you want to be a good coach, get good players. It's very simple. It's not something that's complicated. You can't coach basketball without good players. In fact, you probably can't coach football or baseball or any other sport without good players. That's why the Yankees pay so much for those good players, because they know if they get them, they'll always be in the title hunt. And that's the way I felt over my career, too.
Coach, you've had so many good players come through this program here at Hawaii Pacific University. A little bit about some of the players that have played for you and gone on.
Well, I think I was very fortunate to have some very outstanding kids that have gone to high school here in Hawaii. I had James Williams from University High. He started out a slim 6'7" guy, and we won the national championship 5 years later in '93 with him at our starting position for the past 4 years while he attended our school, and he was about, I think he grew up to be about 6'8", 235, 240 pounds. We had Shannon Lee, who, when we first got Shannon, he couldn't bring the ball past half court as a freshman, and he wound up being an All-American his senior year. And we had Scott Cotto, who I thought for 4 years played some of the best basketball ever at HPU. I thought Scott was a great player. And we had Shane Takashita from Punahou, and he did a great job for us and was a member of our national championship team. So we had Kavika Smith from Damien, and he started and was an all-conference player for us. So we've been very lucky in getting great local players, and we've had some outstanding big men, too.
Has that been a highlight of your career? getting local players and stepping them up to this
Well,
point?
I don't know if it's been a highlight. It's been a lot of fun. They've really performed very, very, very well. And I think it's a combination of them being home and them being in a program that really expected them to produce a lot. So we were happy to see that they've done a lot of great things for us at HPU.
Coach, your one moment that if you could pick out of the whole career at HPU, your shining moment there?
Well, I think it was when Oklahoma Baptist, for some reason, at the end of that game on ESPN, that Michael Johnson had the ball, and Mike was a great player. He's the only player in our school history who had a double. He had 3 of them. They didn't foul him. They chose to foul David Smith. And at that time, I was so thrilled. David Smith is the best free throw shooter we ever had. And we went to that line, and he made 4 free throws in a row, and we won the game going away. And I think that was really a great moment for me because I kept sitting there going, they're not going to foul David Smith. And David Smith made them all, and I was very happy at that time.
Coach, a lot of great memories, and it's a privilege to interview you in your last season.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it. It's great having you as a player, too.
Thanks, Coach.
Former player Michael Paul, former Sea Warriors star. Of course, John Nolan sitting down with a guy who used to coach him, John Tony Solito. What a great thrill for you to play for him, to get a chance to talk to him in his final season.
Absolutely, Bob. And you know what? You've played athletics over the years, high school and, of course, college. I played high school basketball for Tony Solito, and almost to the point of a mentoring. I can count on one hand the people in my life that really made an impact, almost a mentoring, a father-like figure to me, and one of them was Tony Solito in my high school career. The other one was Spud Botello, and the other person is Pete Estamago, the assistant athletic director at University High School. But when you think about those, you know, coaches, teachers, they really play a pivotal role in kids' lives, and Tony Solito did for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's done a terrific job at HPU, and he's got the Sea Warriors up by 10 at halftime against Lincoln University right here on Oceanic 16.
What's your vision of Waikiki? A mile of white sand and crystal blue water? Tropical drinks and Hawaiian music? Maybe it's the shopping and entertainment, or just the chance to play tourist. Well, now add this to your list. Ohana Hotels. Our Kama'aina 9 to 5 special starts at just $59 per night and lets you check in as early as 9 a.m. and check out as late as 5 p.m. Ohana, where the fun lasts longer. Call any travel agent or 1-800-462-6262.
44-34 is our score. HPU against Lincoln University. HPU leading it by 10. Lots of exciting play here in the first half as the Sea Warriors have pushed up by 10 points. And we've had some exciting play from this guy, the backup point guard, Nick Walters, as well as Alvin Stevenson coming off the bench. So 2 players off the bench really hitting the big shots for HPU. Stevenson with a 3. He's got 9 points. Nick Walters off to Stevenson right there. And Nick Walters, the leading scorer for HPU here in the first half. Walters knocking down the 3. He's got 10 points off the bench as HPU right here goes up by 10 at halftime, 44-34. We'll be back with some halftime statistics right after these messages on Oceanic 16.
Hey, looks like it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, I guess.
You're new around here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
It goes like this. I'll face my ride. I'll take it to the top. Cause I want it. You need it. This will not be tonight. I'll take no time and I'm never gonna stop. Gonna stop.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Good race. Thanks.
Make it a Bud Light. Roy
Roy can prepare a blackened ahi with soy mustard butter sauce that'll send you into seventh heaven. Tell you who won the last 10 British Opens, and perform a single paradiddle with perfection. But he isn't a master of merchant services, equity financing, or employee benefit plans. Roy doesn't have to be, and neither do you. Your own business banker from First Hawaiian Bank to simplify your financial needs and your life.
What's your vision of Waikiki? A mile of white sand and crystal blue water? Tropical drinks and Hawaiian music? Maybe it's the shopping and entertainment, or just the chance to play tourist. Well, now add this to your list. Ohana Hotels. Our Kama'aina 9 to 5 special starts at just $59 per night and lets you check in as early as 9 a.m. and check out as late as 5 p.m. Ohana, where the fun lasts longer. Call any travel agent or 1-800-462-6262.
There's only one way to a Hogwarts Castle adventure. Looking specially marked Coca-Cola multi-packs for the winning Sorcerer's Stone, and you could experience the magic of Harry Potter.
HPU Sea Warrior Basketball is sponsored by Bud Light. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. 44-34, Bob Hogue along with John Nolan live at the Neil Blaisdell Arena. And that man, Nick Walters, has lit it up for 10 big points, matching his numeral and his tattoo as HPU leads it by 10, 44-34. Yes, he has a 10 tattoo on his arm as well. HPU hitting on 15 of 37 shots here in the first half, just over 40%. Lincoln is counted under 40% at 12 of 32. HPU's hit 4 of 11 three-point tries. Lincoln 4 of 17. HPU has gone to the line 15 times. Lincoln University just 10, and HPU leads it by 10. Any stats that jump out at you, John?
Well, one of the things is they're not getting the same success, and I'm talking about Lincoln, that they did against BYU Hawaii. Mario Davis, Bob, in that game shot 6 for 6 from three-point land. So HPU is doing a good job of keeping Lincoln out of their rhythm. It's been a very herky-jerky first half for Lincoln, and I think that's why, obviously, they're not doing as well. They're not able to get into a flow offensively, and HPU is not letting them get into that flow.
Davis has hit 3 three-pointers and has 11 points to lead the Blue Tigers, and Hawaii Pacific led by Nick Walters with 10. HPU will start the second half with Nick Walters at the point now. So Walters will get the starting point guard call off to Nick Speights, who tries to knock down the three, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. I think Nick thought that one was good. Would have put him up by 13 points. Here's Tedrell all the way, and he is fouled by Zach Anderson as he goes by him. So HPU starts the second half with Block and Sabotage, Walters and Anderson and Speights. And the Blue Tigers will start with this man, Tedrell Jones, shooting the free throw, along with Jason Friday, Kenny Dye, Mario Davis, and Tyrann Tees. So very important, the opening minutes here of the second half of play, as HPU broke out to a 10-point lead in the first half against a team that has had 1-point games against Hilo with a 1-point loss and a 1-point victory, 105-104 last night at BYU Hawaii. You can imagine they could be tired.
Well, here's the full court pressure, Bob, and hopefully they exploit it. And, oh, there we go. What a great job of being Johnny on the spot for the big man, Zach Anderson.
Zach Anderson gets the offensive board by getting the inside position. So important. 46-35. Jumper up there, no good by Kenny Dye. Quickly comes HPU. We mentioned that it seemed a little warm in here, and certainly that added temperature with the team that has played 2 nights in a row does not help. And Zach Anderson goes to the boards hard again and scores on another follow.
The big man gets the tap in on the weak side and just in the right spot at the right time.
48-35, and a traveling call on Tedrell Jones. In the first minute now, Lincoln has made just 1 point. they have turned the ball over, and they are not boarding at all.
And let's see where, hopefully, Nick Walters, he will start off where he finished off, and that is to run the offense and run it smoothly. HPU has to go through all of their options on offense. They do best when they go through everything.
Spike inside to Anderson for the slam. Zach Anderson with 6 points here in the opening minute plus. He has got now a career high at HPU, 13 points. HPU leads by 15, 50-35.
A great pass.
Tees all the way.
Great pass by Nick Spike to make that happen.
Tees follows his own miss and scores.
Boy, I tell you, for a little man, Tees can really get up, Bob, doesn't he? He's got some hop.
He really does. 6'1" they list him at. He seems not that tall. Friday gets the turnover. 50-37 is our score. Long three put up there by Mario Davis. And the rebound will come off to Nick Walters. Boy, breakneck speed here in the opening moments of the second half. Walters outside to Spike, who has missed his only 2 3-pointers. Inside he goes to Block. Block has the ball tipped away. Scrambling for it, out of bounds, off of Sabotage in front of the Sea Warrior bench.
Certainly not the sequence that Tony Salito wanted on that one. A little herky-jerky. They tried for the little roll, the pick and roll at the top of the big man, but Nate Block just couldn't find the handle.
Alvin Stevenson checks in now for the Sea Warriors, replacing Nash Sabotage. 17:45 left to play here in the contest, and HPU leads it by 13. Into the ball game, Terrell Davis, number 54. Davis is the man who just passed the ball off to Kenny Dye. Dye has been relatively quiet in this one. He has hit for just 7 points. He's the UNLV transfer with for 19. Inside, Terrell Davis gets the shot to go. Boy, he worked hard for that one.
Absolutely. The ball just bounced, and talk about going down into the cylinder and getting the kindly roll on that play.
So a 15-point lead has been cut to 11. Walters to Spikes all the way. Tries to slip it over to Anderson, and the ball stolen away by Terrell Davis. The big guy brings it into the front court. Off to Tees. He's blocked and swatted away by Walters. Big defensive play. Stevenson now into the front court. Left-hand dribble, scoops it up and scores. He's fouled. He can go to the line to make it a 3-point play.
And Tony Salito says, attaboy, Alvin. I'll tell you, that's where Alvin, we talk about Alvin Stevenson's explosiveness. What he was trying, look at him trying to pull it back. He's trying to pass it, then he realizes he's just got to put the metal to the pedal and just go all the way in for the layup, which he does. And now let's see if he can make it a 3-point play.
Stevenson taking his time at the free throw line, and he knocks it down. Alvin Stevenson into double figures now.
71% free throw shooter.
I'll tell you, he's got 12 points off the bench as HPU has 2 double-figure scores off the bench in Walters and Stevenson. Jumper up there by Davison is good. A 3-pointer, and now a timeout, 22nd timeout called by Bill Pope and the Blue Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Tony Salito is livid because what he's telling his guards is when Mario Davis flashes out like that, Bob, they cannot let him get an uncontested shot. Those guys can knock it down from here to breakfast, and anytime they slide out like that, somebody's got to come and at least put a hand in their face.
53-42 is the score. Zach Anderson getting off to a great start here in the second half. First with that rebound off the miss. Then moments later, another rebound bucket off the miss. And then on the sweet pass from Nick Spike for the slam. Thank you very much. He's got 13 points, and HPU has an 11-point lead. 53-42, 16-36. Lots of time to play in this ball game.
And you and I know when you feed the big men down low, they'll be a little bit more kindly about getting the ball rebounding and kicking it out.
That's right.
To the outside shooters when you feed the big men.
That's what you got to do. That's the job of the guards. Get the ball inside so the big people can rebound hard for you.
And this is
HPU is getting. Here's the thing. This is what I like about this ball game, is that HPU is getting points and real strong, impressive play from 2 positions where they didn't get it last year.
Absolutely.
Point guard and the 5 spot.
Absolutely, and that's where they needed it. They needed some real strong play in the low post. Tony Salito went out, and even though Zach Anderson is a senior, the 6'10", like you said, he was really needed this year. And I'll tell you right now, you know, the nice thing about it was the fact that Nate Block really at one point was going to redshirt this year, had no conception of coming in and playing, and they said, well, are you ready to go? He said, I'm ready to go. And not only has he come in and played, he has contributed big time.
Big time indeed. Zach Anderson coming in, the transfer from Evansville, and Nate Black from a JC in Oregon. So HPU with the ball, an 11-point lead. Here's Walters with it now. Gives up his dribble, feeds inside, and the ball instead goes to Spike. Shot clock is down to 11 to 10 to 9. Walters is going to go one-on-one with the shot clock at 5. Walters shot clock at 4. Shot clock at 3. And he gets stripped by Tees. Tees all the way. Stops and pops from 8, and he scores.
Problem with that was Nick Walters took his time, too much time, and he basically painted Lincoln a picture on that. Everybody in the place knew that he was going to go one-on-one.
Spike passes up on the 3, gets it off to Stevenson. He'll pop from 15 and score from 15. So Alvin Stevenson gets it right back. 55 to 44, 15 and a half left to play in this ball game.
Nice little baseline jumper by Alvin Stevenson to get HPU back in the scoring column.
Outside, it will go to Kenny Dye. Kenny Dye working on Spikes, uses the high post pick, no good. Boy, he had an open look at it, but he couldn't knock it down. And Nick Walters now into the front court. HPU continues to have a double-digit lead, up by 11. Off to Stevenson. The ball knocked away, stolen away by Tees. He goes ahead to Dye. Dye behind his back, and he slams it home.
I'll tell you, is Dye a big-time player? I mean, he just basically took the steal, went coast to coast, picked the pocket, went reverse the back, and then jammed it himself. Oh, I tell you, he is a big-time player.
55 to 46, so a 15-point lead has been cut down to 9. Walters all the way, no good. Anderson with the follow, and it looked like he had an open attempt there for the follow. He missed, but he was fouled. Foul call went against Terrell Davis, and that's his first and the team's second. So not a lot of foul calls here in the second half. That's unlike the first half when there were so many foul calls. 14:43 to go. HPU leads by 9.
Here's the attempt, and of course it goes awry, and there is big Zach Anderson in the right place at the right time where a big man should be. Right in the low post to grab the garbage, as they say, and put it back up strong. He got fouled and now goes to the line, knocks down the first.
He must have 4 or 5 boards here in the second half, and he gives HPU a 10-point lead as he hits the free throw. And checking out there for Lincoln University is high-scoring Kenny Dye, and the free throw is good, and we've got a break now. 14:43 left to play in this ball game, and HPU leading by double digits. We're going to take a look right now at the last bucket here by Mr. Kenny Dye.
Look at
How
this
about
play.
that athleticism, huh?
Incredible, Bob. Alvin Stevenson couldn't even stop that one, and HPU is on a roll, 56 to 46. 14
and we'll
minutes
be right
to go.
back.
Children across the country don't have enough books to read. That's why Coca-Cola and Reading is Fundamental are putting millions of books into the hands of children who really need them. For when a child reads, his dreams take flight. Find out more at livethemagic.com.
Great spirit here at the Blaisdell Arena. Bob Hogue along with John Nolan. HPU leading Lincoln University of Missouri 56 to 46. There was a controversial bucket right before the timeout that was disallowed. And so it is a 10-point lead now for HPU. And you're looking at Zach Anderson, who has owned the boards here in the second half. He and Nate Block have really been owning the boards throughout the contest.
Excuse me, Bob. Interesting enough, Lincoln's big guns are sitting down right now, and they're trying to get some blow. And let's see what the subs do for them.
Maxwell fires up the 3-ball, no good. Inside, Davis, little hook shot, no good. Rebounded off to the Blue Tigers, and Tease will tease the Twine as he hits the big 3. And then the ball gets to Stevenson, who misses the shot, but Zach Anderson gets it back. Now Spike goes in, and we got a foul call. Zach Anderson thought he had a follow. Spike was able to get a second chance at it, and he went up and he was fouled.
Alvin Stevenson thought he had a breakaway, and so he gave Nick Walters the one eyebrow on breaking, and he gave him a nice pass, but they just couldn't get it off on that one play.
So 56-49 after that last bucket by Tease, who now has 15 points to lead all scorers. Nick Spike, who came in as the second leading scorer for HPU, has hit just 1 of 10 shots. How often do you see that from Nick Spike? And he misses the free throw, which you rarely see from Nick Spike. And it's a 7-point lead. And moments ago it was 15. Now it's back up to 8 after he makes 1 of 2 free throws. And Spike has only 4 points in the game, 57-49.
Well, they definitely
in the front court.
They definitely need some separation, Bob. They can't afford to go down and make this a close one.
Inside, Atkinson misses the shot. Rebound fought for, and Maxwell's got it. He goes into the lane. Cross-court pass to Davis, and the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Lincoln's basketball. So Nick Walters slapped it away with 13:43 left to play here in the contest. And HPU's once double-digit lead has been cut down to 8.
Good defense by Nick Walters on that play.
Inside to Davis. And Davis will hand it off now to Tease. He'll fire up another 3, no good. Alvin Stevenson skies above the crowd and leads the break, and Tease knocks it away. But Tony Solito not happy with Stevenson's choice in the transition passing game. He'll sit down, and Nash Sabotage will quickly replace him. And Alvin Stevenson knew he was coming out. He just walked over to the bench, sat down.
Wow, that was one of the fastest substitutions I've ever seen. And you know what? It's all because they had a 3-on-2 and 1, and they should have had a scoring opportunity.
Block inside to Anderson, and Anderson will be fouled.
I'll tell you, a little 2-man game down there by the big man. Block to Anderson, and that's how they should be playing it. They've got the height advantage down low, and they do a little 2-man game with Zach Anderson being the recipient. He gets fouled and now goes to the line.
So Zach Anderson going to the free throw line, and you see the pass off from Block. Atkinson comes over and commits the personal foul. That's the 4th foul on David Atkinson, and Zach Anderson knocks down the free throw. He's now got 12 points officially. He's also got 8 rebounds, so close to a double-double. Zach Anderson. And the second free throw, no good. So it's a 9-point ball game, 58-49. 4 team fouls now called against Lincoln University. Long 3 put up there by Mario Davis, no good. Anderson comes away with it. Nick Spikes into the front court. Spikes all the way. Off to Sabotage in the corner. No good with a 3-ball. Quickly, here comes Lincoln. This is what they want to do. They want to run. Maxwell, no good. Rebound off to Nick Walters. Walters ought to figure out a way to slow things down. I don't think HPU wants to run with him. Sabotage off to Anderson, and he got the soft slam, if you will.
The little give and go, and you know what? That's where Nash Sabotage really has become a better complete player. You know, at times before that, he was just triggered it.
14 points for Zach Anderson, and Sabotage is fouled after the missed shot. And HPU's lead is back to double figures, 60-49. Nash Sabotage with a rare assist. We've seen a couple of those from him tonight.
What about that, huh? Not only did he give the assist, but right there he fights for the rebound. And like we said, he's trying to become a little bit more complete player. There it is. Zach Nash gives a nice little give and go to the big man, Zach Anderson, who scores on the layup.
Did you see Spike flying through there? And Zach Anderson was trying to just stay out of Nick Speich's way.
And you know what, Bob? I really feel that Lincoln has lost kind of their legs at this point. They're not making their outside shots, and it's due to being tired.
Block loses the handle on the basketball, and he just looked away momentarily. He was going to catch that ball and then pump it out to Nick Walters, who was set up near the three-point line on the wing, and he took his eyes off the basketball and lost it out of bounds. So Lincoln gets it back, down by 11.
You can hear the clank off his fans off of that one.
Indeed. Maxwell with a cross court to Tedrell Jones. Jones there working against Walters. They swing it back out in front the other way. Dribble drive, Jones. Rebounded off the block. Anderson went flying, no harm, no foul. Walters into the front court now. HPU gets it to Speich in the corner. He threw up an air ball. Speich is like 1 for 12. Lob pass, hits the front of the rim, and here comes Nick Walters. 3-on-2 break. Walters out to Subotic. He'll fire for 3, and he's got it. Nesh Subotic hits down the 3. He's into double figures now with 10 points, and HPU leads at 63-49.
And this is where they really have Lincoln on the ropes, Bob. They've got the Blue Tigers on a reel, and they should just keep on pushing the pedal to the metal right now.
Kenny Dye comes back and scores very quickly. This is one thing that Lincoln can do.
Absolutely.
They can score very, very quickly, down by 12 with 11 minutes to go. 63-51 is your score.
Well, HPU's gotten a nice job triggering the fast break. They should continue to run the transition.
Nick Walters gets it to Subotic now. Subotic off the block, inside, he scores, he's fouled. He can go to the line to complete a three-point play, and Subotic with another assist.
Absolutely, and feeding the big men down low. He saw the mismatch. Nate Block gets it, goes right up, kisses it off the glass, and scores. And what has he got so far, Bob?
I think he's got 3 assists, and Nate Block is in double figures with 10. And the foul call went against Terrell Davis, his third. Block going up hard. 6 team fouls in the second half against Lincoln, just 1 against HPU.
And that was all possible by Nash Subotic, who spotted big Nate Block going down the middle. Nice little assist, shoots him the pass. Nice little banker off the glass. Let's see if he makes the free throw.
So Nate Block, 11:01 to go here in the contest. He just scored that last basket. And I was going to say if he hit that free throw, he'd have officially 10 points. But he misfired. So 65-51. Dribble drive all the way. Kenny Dye, and we have a foul call. Kenny Dye. Well, Dye and Mario Davis, they've got to pick it up a notch.
I think, you know what, after going 105 to 104 out in Laie, you can tell, Bob, it's taking its toll on them. They're into a 3-game. This is their 3rd game here in Hawaii against HPU after going to UH Hilo and then coming over to Laie and now playing tonight HPU.
65-51, 10:54 left to play. HPU on top by 14. We'll be back with more after these words on Oceanic 16.
Troy can tell you the optimum brewing time for jasmine or ginseng tea, solve a complex calculus equation, and transform empty space into a beautiful place to cook. But when it comes to 1031 exchanges, revocable living trusts, and variable rate annuities, he's not exactly an expert. Troy doesn't have to be, and neither do you. Your own personal banker from First Hawaiian Bank to simplify your financial needs and your life.
As a touchdown boogie coordinator, I'm called upon to be a miracle worker. Like this one kid, Nebraska. This guy is rhythmless.
What do you think you're doing?
So, I worked on him, broke him down.
That's a chicken, but it's not funky.
Build him back up until the moment that I saw him out there, I was proud like a father. When a father sees his little boy grow up and become a ballet dancer.
Bud Light celebrates those who like to celebrate.
HPU basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. When it's time for a refreshment, think Coca-Cola. Well, we're thinking a victory here tonight for the Sea Warriors would look awfully good. 3 straight nights of basketball, and they expect big things from guys like Zach Anderson, Nash Subotic, and the rest of the Sea Warriors. including Big Nate Block. And they've got a 65-51 lead over Lincoln University of Jefferson City, Missouri. The Blue Tigers, after with an impressive 105-104 win at EA last night against the BYU Hawaii Seasiders, might not have their legs. And we've got a turnover charged against Kenny Dye, whose legs were taken out from underneath him.
Well, turnabout is fair play, Bob, and it seems like HPU has done the reverse. They've put up really kind of notched it up on Lincoln, and they've gone coast to coast and run the transition. And you're right, it looks like Lincoln really has got some tired legs right now. They've got to really start getting back into the scoring column if they're going to make a run at this game.
Bill Pope didn't like the call. Lars Stewart into the lineup again for HPU. He played just momentarily in the first half before he re-injured his knee. Off-balance shot put up there by Walters. Rebounded off by the Blue Tigers, and here comes Jason Friday. Long three-pointer up there, no good by Maxwell. And quickly ahead, Subotic into the front court. Subotic with a left-hand score and the bucket, and he is fouled from behind by Kenny Dye, who says, I never touched him. But Subotic can go to the line now to complete a three-point play.
And you know what? Nash is starting to come around. He got a really slow start in this game, Bob, but he's starting to come back strong. Here's the replay as we see on the fast break, and Nash out on the fast break, and nice transition. Uses the left hand when he goes to the glass, and a nice finish.
So Nash Subotic, the leading scorer for HPU coming into the contest, averaging over 15 points a game, but he had hit just 3 of his last 18 points. The big fella starting to shoot the rock again, and he gives HPU its biggest lead, 17 points, 68-51 with 10:20 to go in the game.
They're on a 12-2 run, HPU right now, and they just got to keep hammering away at Lincoln, Bob.
Yusuf Sabri, number 25, is into the ball game. Backup point guard. Sabri gets the ball off to Tease, inside to Friday, who scores. So Tease moving from point guard to the 2-guard spot, and now the ball stolen away inside, and a foul call as Tedrell Jones goes to the bucket, and Lars Stewart commits the turnover and then the foul.
And this is where really they've got to really keep their wits about them with HPU. Tony Salito knows that Lincoln can come back at any time. There's still plenty enough time in this ball game with 9:55 to go, Bob. And these guys can light it up. And with full court pressure, you know, when you have a team that can go coast to coast, they can not only steal and shoot, they're dangerous. Here it is
Jones
again.
misses the first free throw, and that was a key for them to get back into it. And that's where, you know, your legs go, usually on the free throws. And Lars Stewart committing his second personal foul. Tedrell Jones from Chicago, Illinois. He transferred to Lincoln from New Mexico State. Makes the second free throw. It's a 14-point ball game. HPU now with 3 team fouls. Lincoln with 7 here in the second half. So HPU's into the bonus. Still a ways to go for Lincoln. Here's Walters, left-hand dribble. Working against Tease, almost runs into Subotic, who gets it back and fires baseline, no good. Alvin Stevenson, tips it to himself. Here's Walters, leaning in against Tease. He's gonna work him now. He was working really good late in the first half. They got a fresh 35 after the rebound with Stevenson.
They got to be right now patient, Bob, and they've got to spread the floor. The spacing hasn't been too good. They've really got to start spacing a little bit better.
Off to Subotic now. Shot clock is down to 9. Subotic all the way, misses the shot. Stevenson with the weak side board, and he scores to make it a 16-point ball game. And Stevenson now with 16 points.
Great job by Alvin Stevenson on the weak side to do the putback and score right off the glass. Nice strong move by Alvin on the weak side.
And we got a foul call underneath, and it's going to go against Leandro Maraoka. Maraoka picks up the personal foul. That's his first and the team's 4th. So Lincoln will inbound underneath their own bucket. 70-54 is our score, and you can see Stevenson working hard, crashing the boards hard, and that's one thing that HPU has done extremely well. They got a lot of offensive boards. In fact, at one point, they had more offensive boards than they had defensive boards. Here's Tease into the corner now. Tease gets it back from Terrell Davis. Swings it over to Mario Davis. Three-pointer up there, no good. Rebound, fought for, left-hander, put up no good by Tedrell Jones. And we've got a foul call underneath. And I think Lincoln might be the beneficiary of what will often happen in a ball game when you see a disparity in fouls. Suddenly they always get closer together. You notice that? We don't want to say makeup calls, but it does seem like it happens more than it doesn't.
Well, certainly tonight the play has been very aggressive for both teams.
Here's Friday, trapped by Maraoka. Into the corner. They get it to Jones now. And they got a fresh 35 after that last foul call on Stevenson. Here's Jones. Three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Subotic will get the rebound for HPU. Lincoln just no legs.
Absolutely, and that's where they're playing a zone right now. They're forcing Lincoln to shoot the ball from the outside.
Maraoka misses inside, and then Maraoka and Stewart fight for the rebound, and we got a traveling call that will go against HPU. And Lincoln will get it back with 8:08 to go. You take a look at Leandro Maraoka.
Good job by Morioka to hustle off the glass there and go for the rebound, but he's got to recognize when his own teammate is fighting him for the ball.
Actually, I think the recognition really needed to come from Stewart.
Yeah, either way, they both didn't know who they were fighting.
70-54 is our score. 16-point lead for HPU. They'll play a zone defense now. Tease gets it over to Friday. Tease gets it back. He'll drive all the way. Scoop shot good. It will count. He goes to the line now to try to complete a three-point play. That was almost like an NBA continuation, John.
Absolutely. That almost looked NBA-ish right there, Bob. He was in the air, and he was able to get the continuation play, as we say. There it is.
Now, I believe the foul call's there.
Yeah.
Then he went up.
Yep.
So, actually, the ball, the foul should have been down. But
Yep.
nevertheless, he got the bucket, and he completes the three-point play to make it now a 13-point ball game, 70-57. Foul call went against Maraoka. That was his second in the team six. So I told you team fouls have a tendency to have the gap narrowed. Well, it's 7-6, and then Stevenson loses the ball out of bounds. So we'll take a break here. 7:34 left to play here in the contest. HPU looking good, up by 13 over Lincoln U. We'll be back on Oceanic 16.
Got an appetite for fun. It's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
Quality, quantity, price, perfection. That's us. We're the best pizza in Hawaii. Only one can be the best. You want pizza? You find us. Good luck, Pirates.
It's so good. Our pizza puts a smile right on your face. When you've got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
Try that on the mainland.
First of three straight nights of basketball for HPU. First one here against Bill Pope and his Lincoln University Blue Tigers, who came in with a record of 5-5. 1 point loss to UH Hilo, 1 point victory at BYU Hawaii. And now HPU and Tony Solito looking good, trying to pick up their 5th victory in 8 contests as they lead Lincoln U 70-57. And stats just handed to us.
Well,
HPU hitting nearly 50% of its shots here in the second half, 10 of 21.
I'll tell you about one thing that is glaring that comes out is the fact that HPU has turned over the ball 19 times to 10 to Lincoln. Tony cannot be happy with that, the fact that they've turned over the ball so
But
many
listen
times.
to the rebounding stats.
Yeah.
HPU 49 rebounds to 29 for Lincoln. HPU with 20 offensive boards.
And no, they've done a great job tonight
Wow.
on going to the glass both offensively and defensively.
Subotic travels, and there's another of the turnovers.
There you go.
That John was just talking about. 20 turnovers charged against HPU. 20 turnovers. So you get the good and the bad. And with the basketball, Mario Davis. He gets it outside to Maxwell. They'll fire the ball off into the corner, and the ball almost stolen away by Walters. Maxwell all the way. Scoop shot no good. Friday with the rebound goes up, scores, and they get the offensive board. They get the bucket and a chance for a three-point play. And with 6:52 to play, they can come back into this contest.
Well, we talked about it. When you got a squad that can go full tilt boogie, they can not only score, but they can also go full court press on you. There's the replay as we see the offensive glass as Lincoln goes hard. And now they come out with a full court pressure. This is where Nick Walters has to take charge of the ball.
Well, Nick Spike is going to bring it down. A 10-point ball game now, 70-60, and Jason Friday now with 7 points and 7 rebounds. Nate Block picking up his 4th personal foul moments ago, and Subotic mishandled the basketball and decided, I'm going to call a timeout here because he didn't know exactly where he was on the floor.
Well, 2 times, you know what's happened, Bob, on turnover cases. Just before this series, what happened was Nick Walters did not take charge, and he let Alvin Stevenson come down, and he turned it over. And it should have gone to Nick Walters. He should have set the play. He should have been the point guard getting down. Now, same thing happens again. Nick Spike gets the ball. It's not Nick Walters, and of course they throw the ball around, and it should go so they can set their offense. That's what Tony's mad about. They're not setting their offense. Everybody's not in their position where they should be.
Recapping the scoring right now, Alvin Stevenson leads HPU with 16 points. Zach Anderson with 14, that's a career high. Nash Subotic with 13, and Nick Walters with 10. Leading scorer in the ballgame, Teran Tees for Lincoln University. He's got 18. Mario Davis with 14, and Kenny Dye with 11. 70-60 is the score. Here's Subotic, jumper, good, and they needed that one. Nash Subotic hits and makes it a 12-point lead. So Subotic scores a big bucket for HPU to kind of turn the tide, if you will. It's back up to a 12-point HPU advantage, and now they got to play defense.
15 points now for Nash.
In the corner, trapped is Mario Davis, and he has the ball skip out of bounds, and he turns it over. Mario Davis, who hit for 30 against BYU Hawaii, is struggling. If you consider double-digit scoring here tonight, he's got 14, but he just turned the ball over for the second time.
Well, one thing that Tony Salia should be happy about is the distribution in points. Like exactly like that play right there with Nick Walters canning the jumper when he gets free.
Nick Walters knocks down the 15-footer, and it's back to a 14-point lead, 74-60. So Lincoln fought back to pull to within 10, and then back-to-back open looks for HPU from about 15-foot range, and they've got it back to 14. Into the corner, jumper up there and good by Mario Davis. They needed that when Lincoln did. It's a three-pointer, and Davis comes back and knocks it down. And it's 74-63. And now Spike apparently is going to bring it up. I guess Nick Walters doesn't want the ball to bring it up. That's kind of surprising.
Well, he's waved them off, and so Nick said, I'll take it. So I guess now they have, there we go. Now we're talking about point guards setting the offense. And this is where they have to go all through their options with 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Subotic for three. He misfires badly. Tees with a rebound. 3-on-2 break. Tees all the way. Scoop shot no good. Rebound and put back by Terrell Davis. And suddenly it's a 9-point ball game with 4:56 left to play here in the contest. 74-65. And Davis has scored. And
right now, head coach Bill Pope is screaming.
Well, you know what they're worried about is a wet spot on the floor,
and they want them to wipe it up here before somebody takes a spill.
And you see Tees take it all away. Well, and I think Tees maybe ran into our cameraman, and that might have been the reason why they wanted to make sure that we picked up all the pieces so our cameraman is okay and his gear is okay. 74-65 is our score. Nash Subotic for three, no good. Blocked with a rebound, put back, no good, and we got a foul call. And it's a kicking foul, if you will. It is being called against Lincoln University with 4:29 to go here in the contest. And that was a very important offensive board by Nate Block.
Absolutely, because I'll tell you one thing. Nash Subotic didn't have to fire up that shot. What he should have done was taken a little bit more time off the clock, set the play offensively, and then get a good shot. He didn't there. Tony Salito jumped off the bench and said, you don't have to shoot the ball. Good thing Nate Block was there to pick up the garbage.
Nate Block with 13 rebounds and 9 points. He's so close to that double-double, he's missed his last 3 free throws, so he's stuck on 9 points. He's got 13 boards, including 7 offensive boards. Out front to T. So going to the wing to Maxwell. He fires up a 3, no good. Rebound, nice rebound, in fact, by Jason Friday, who scored. Terrell Davis is the guy that kept it alive, but Jason Friday slammed it down. It's a 7-point ball game, folks. 74-67, under 4 minutes to go.
Jason Friday, what a move by Friday to just make one swoop and dunk in one move.
So those missed free throws by Block really hurt HPU. Here's Walters all the way, and it's Banker off the glass. It's good.
Nice job by Nick Walters as he goes and breaks down the defense and then sees the nice little play to kiss it off the glass.
14 points unofficially. Friday turnaround no good, and then Anderson tips it out of bounds. 3:32 to go. It's a 9-point ball game. It still is, folks, anybody's contest. 76-67.
Lincoln nipping at the heels of HPU.
Boy, they certainly are. Don't go away. We'll have the exciting finish when we come back on Oceanic 16.
When you got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
Quality, quantity, price, perfection. That's us. We're the best pizza in Hawaii. Only one can be the best. You want pizza? You find us. Good luck, Pirates.
It's so good. Our pizza puts a smile right on your face. When you got an appetite for fun, it's Boston's North End Pizza Bakery.
All right, a couple of Sea Warrior fans enjoying what they're watching here tonight as HPU leads Lincoln U 76-67. Yeah, plenty to dance about in this ball game, and it's going right down to the wire. HPU has 4 players in double figures, led by 16 from Alvin Stevenson. They have 15 from Nash Sabotage, 14 from Nick Walters, and 14 from Zach Anderson. 9 points and 13 boards from Nate Block on Tony Solito's Sea Warrior Ball Club.
And T's leading Lincoln with 18 points, followed right after that by Mario Davis with 17, and they're getting even scoring on their squad too.
Kick by Nash Sabotage. It'll be a reset 35 with 3:28 to go here in the contest. As Lincoln has fought back, down by 17 points, closed within 7 until moments ago when HPU made it a 9-point game again behind Nick Walters. Here's Tees all the way. Tees, jumper up there, no good. Rebound as Lincoln keeps it alive. Now the ball's fought for, and Nate Block gets rebound number 14 into the corner. Sabotage squares and misses the shot, and Spike gets the rebound, and he is fouled as Tees undercuts him. Spike came flying in there, and he's going to be the beneficiary of an athletic board, and Tees laughs about it.
I'll tell you right now, Nash Sabotage, like anything else, Tony Solito doesn't mind him casting off like that, but he better make those shots, because right now at 3:11, what they have to do is they got to take a little bit more time off the clock and a little bit more air out of the ball before they start coming down as quickly and letting Lincoln back in the game like this.
So Nick Spike with a very big play on a game in which he has had a real big off night. Just 5 points for Nick Spike, and Tony Solito will call a full timeout with 3:11 to go here and a 10-point lead. So one of the things I think that they're going to talk about, you can see Tony wants to know how many timeouts he has left right now. He wants his team to know that time is the most important ally that they have, up by 10, 77-67.
Well, like we talked about, a team like this is so dangerous, Bob, because even though they're down by 10, 3 minutes to go, when you have a team that is athletic and can full court press you and can shoot from the perimeter like this team does, they are dangerous. And so what he wants them to do, one, is to take care of the ball. Secondly, when they have the full court pressure, be very careful and don't give up the ball on a turnover. And thirdly, once they come down on offense, spread the floor, run their offense, run time off the clock, and make a good shot, make a very high percentage shot.
Well, get this, Lincoln, who came in here hitting about 40% from the three-point arc, has hit just 7 of 31 three-point attempts, and Cordell Maxwell is 0 for 11. That's nada. He has not hit one. 0 for 11. Carantes is hit 8 of 13. Mario Davis 5 of 10. Kenny Dye 3 of 11. And we now have some updated statistics handed to us, and they frankly aren't much different. As HPU clinging to a 10-point lead, 77-67, and Nick Speight will be at the free throw line. There's Nate Block, who has 14 rebounds. That's right, 14 rebounds, including 7 offensive boards. He has just owned the offensive glass. Speight misses the second free throw, and Jason Friday gets the rebound. Tees quickly into the front court, off to Kenny Dye. Inside, Jason Friday. He goes up and he misfires, but Lincoln needed a quick score, and they'll have Jason Friday going to the free throw line now. Shooting 2 with 3:01 left and down by 8, and the foul call went against Nash Sabotage. He's got 4. Block also has 4 personal fouls.
Interesting enough, Bob, here Lincoln on offense, look what they're doing. They're doing a little bit of what HPU's doing, and that's the fact that they're getting the ball on the outside. As soon as they feel pressure, now they're going down to their low post game and dumping it down there. They did to Jason Friday, where he got fouled and now goes to the line.
Friday with 10 points on the contest. Friday hits both free throws, and so it's HPU clinging now to an 8-point lead, 77-69. Zach Anderson immediately trapped. Cross courts it to Nate Block. Quickly ahead to Nick Speight, and they'll work some clock. Under 3 minutes to go.
That's exactly what Tony Salita called a timeout, just to tell them exactly that. Work the clock, as we talked about in the timeout.
Notice on the weave, they protect the basketball. Walters all the way, out to Speight, three-pointer, no! Nate Block got another rebound and he scored. Nate Block just got another offensive board. He's got 15 points. Look at him smile. This kid is money in the bank on the offensive boards. Now if he could just hit his free throws, he's 1 of 5 from the charity stripe.
How about that? I mean, this guy, you talk about working a blue-collar effort tonight by that man right there, Nate Block. I mean, he is doing it all for HPU. There we see the replay. It carooms off the other side, and there, Johnny on the spot, man in the middle. Big Nate Block gets fouled, and now he'll go to the line. And, of course, he has just been just a monster on both the offense and defense boards.
And he hit a free throw.
And he hits his free throws now.
There you go. Alvin Stevenson now checks in for Nash Sabotage. Stevenson, who leads HPU in scoring tonight, 16 points off the bench. Now about HPU with 32 points from its bench tonight. Block misses the second free throw, but he's got that double-double, that elusive double-double, 10 points and 15 rebounds. Into the front court, Kenny Dye, the ball knocked away, and Alvin Stevenson with a great try to save that ball along the sideline. HPU with a 9-point lead, 2:26 left to play here in the contest. And there's a good look at Bill Pope, the Blue Tigers head coach. Inside, Jason Friday, double team. He'll go hard, he'll go up, he'll be fouled by Zach Anderson. And he just beat Block and Anderson. He beat him badly.
I'll tell you, not only beat him badly, but as they say the old sports vernacular, they left something behind. What a beautiful move. I mean, he gets it down the low post, and then look at this spin move on the double team right around. He might have got called for the check with a hand, but still, beautiful move.
But he misses the free throw. Third foul against Zach Anderson.
Doesn't connect.
No, he doesn't. 2:18 left to play. The Blue Tigers need every single free throw, and they miss them both, and Zach Anderson gets the rebound.
Big free throws right there.
Boy, yes, indeed. And so HPU with a chance to work some clock with a 9-point lead. Walters off to Spike now, and T's going for the foul, doesn't get it. Walters in the corner.
Walters got to watch for
2
the
minutes
trap.
to play, and we got a trap and a foul call. T's trying to reach in there and strip Walters of the ball, is called for the personal foul. 1:59 left. Moran Tees picks up his 4th personal foul, and now it's the double bonus.
Here's the tough part, Bob. He got caught in a double team, and this is where the guards, or the point guards, have had a really tough night in that department. So they should know as soon as the pressure comes, they start curling up instead of looking to dump off, and that's where they've gotten into trouble. And of course, like any good guard, Nick Walters should be knocking free throws down like he does right now.
He does. He's got 16 points now, and he has played the entire second half after Johnny Avila started at the point guard spot and turned the ball over 4 times in the first half. Into the corner. Here's Tees, and he is blocked by Anderson.
By the big
Great
man.
block by Anderson, but it's stolen right back. Great steal by Mario Davis. Here's Dye out front. His shot up there no good. Jason Friday goes for the rebound, and Nick Walters comes away with it. 4-on-2 break. Walter wisely realizes we don't need to score. We need the time to tick away. Smart play. Out to Spikes now, and they'll work the weave. Off to Stevenson. Down to 1:23. Walters. And double team off to Stevenson, and I think HPUs can put this one in the bank.
That's it, Bob. They can put it away if they can just get off the double team. And once again, Tony is so frustrated.
Well, yes, he's a little bit upset because why? Stevenson gave up the dribble.
Absolutely.
That's
so
why.
Once again, they get caught in a double team trap, and boy, is that frustrating.
So Tony Solito, even though it's his final season, the intensity never goes away. And look at this block by Zach Anderson.
Beautiful block by the big man to just erase that. Talk about cleaning the glass.
Great job by big Zach Anderson. And that's what HPU missed last season, not having strong defensive play in the 5 spot. They not only have that, but they got a guy in the 4 spot, Nate Block, who can really board. There they are, number 30 and 50. And there you see Alvin Stevenson, who made a mistake that time by picking up the basketball. When you're in the weave, you do not pick up your dribble.
And I've been told by our crack staff and our crack producer, Ed McLaren, in the truck that Nate Block has the first double-double of the season for HPU.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Big Mac. Doing a great job in the truck, as all of our crew does.
Absolutely.
80-69 is our score. HPU appears to be on the way to their 5th victory. And don't forget, HPU basketball tomorrow night here on Oceanic 16. This was a game that was added to the schedule, not on the original schedule, but tomorrow night, HPU will take on Cal State University Monterey Bay. Monterey Bay here in the islands playing against UH Hilo, where they came up short. And then on Thursday night, we'll have HPU basketball again as Zach Anderson misses the free throw. And the technical foul there that was called on Terrell Davis, who is now fouled out of the contest. And so Zach Anderson shooting the free throws first. And Anderson misses both of them. 80-69.
This has been a real satisfying win for Tony Solito. Even though a lot of things haven't gone their way, and it's been ugly at times, a win is a win and is a win. And he said flat out before the game, psychologically, we need this ball game, we need this win.
So HPU trying to play off the final minute 5. Spikes nearly fouled. Stevenson playing a little cat and mouse game here. Spikes dribbling away the clock, and boy, doing a great job. HPU is to work the clock. Stevenson is finally fouled as, boy, that man, Kenny Dye, shows the frustration, but he's dog tired.
Oh, yeah.
He is dog tired, and he just fouled out of the contest. Kenny Dye, he's the UNLV transfer that had nearly a double-double last night, but he was frustrated tonight. Kenny Dye held to just 11 points unofficially. And so Alvin Stevenson now will go to the free throw line, and what a terrific job he has done coming off the bench. 53.1 seconds to go, and Stevenson will hit the free throw. He's got 17 points unofficially. And we've got a timeout that'll be charged to Lincoln U. So the Blue Tigers call a timeout here, and HPU up by 12. Lincoln has had 2 of its players foul out here in the last few moments of this ball game. Terrell Davis and then Kenny Dye. So Tony Solito's team will try to play out the final moments of this one. And this is once again where you got to knock down your free throws, and you really need good guard play, John.
Absolutely, Bob. And this is where tonight, this is what happened basically, was the fact that the depth of HPU, as Tony Solito said, he went out last year, didn't get the kind of play he did down low, as we talked about, and at point guard, both at the 5 and the position of the point. Came in, recruited. Now when something happens, he can adjust, that's what Tony's just great about as far as being a full general. The fact that he can adjust as the ebb and flow of the game, and he did that exactly tonight when the point guard wasn't happening with Johnny Avila. When the fact that he was throwing the ball away, Nick Walters steps in and does a great job, and he gets double figures, Bob. The fact that 5 players in double figures is really a very solid plus for HPU in this win.
Terrific. Sabri gets the ball into the corner. Mario Davis misfires. Jason Friday misses the dunk. And then a rebound attempt, no good. Tease will score with 38 seconds to go. And it's 81-71. And Tease now with 20 points unofficially. 81-71. So the Blue Tigers will not go away, and that's why they won their conference last year. And it's kind of interesting. Bill Pope there, he's one of those guys got the long resume. He was checking off the number of schools where he has coached, and I started to write him down. He says, you're not going to have enough room on that paper, as he went through Jacksonville U and North Carolina A&T and Lamar and Western Kentucky, and he was a student assistant in Kansas.
Under Larry Brown.
Yeah, under Larry Brown,
So,
who he says, interestingly enough, whom he keeps in contact still about every other week. He and Larry have a discussion, and it's great. I mean, Larry Brown is his mentor.
Yeah.
This is Bill Pope, a guy who never was able to earn a varsity letter when he was a student at Kansas U. He played JV basketball there.
And, of course, at the time that he did, Larry Brown had Danny Manning on that team, and they took the national title with Kansas, and that's one thing, of course, that you never forget. I don't care at what level, as Tony Solito told us.
And that was
tonight.
a surprise. That was a surprise. You remember that year, Oklahoma was picked to win it, and Kansas, who at the time it was the Big 8, now it's the Big 12.
Yep. Kansas
was able to pull out a victory. They weren't even the conference champ. They won the national championship. And Danny Manning, who will ever forget Danny Manning's father watching up in the stands as Danny Manning went to the free throw line over and over, and Danny's dad didn't want to watch. he just couldn't stand the pressure. But Alvin Stevenson now standing at the line. He's been able to stand up to the pressure here. And Stevenson, a terrific job off the bench. That last foul call went against Tease, and he is also fouled out of the game. So 5 fouls. 3 Lincoln players have fouled out. And Sabri, trapped, gets the ball over in the corner, and Mario Davis hits the 3.
Boy, I tell you, that guy is still firing away.
He is. 82-74. We got 25 seconds left, and we got a foul call. Sabri will foul Alvin Stevenson, who will go to the free throw line. And I think Stevenson is getting very close to 20 points unofficially. We don't have the official stats in front of us, but I believe that he has 18 points.
Off the bench. Which is incredible, because
really
when you think about it, he's not even starting, and he's contributing some quality time. He's in a love-hate relationship with Tony. Tony loves him when he does things great, but gets frustrated when he makes bad decisions. But look what happened.